This segment is for business owners. We're going to meet the best-selling author of Lucrative Exits.
Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial, and this segment is for business owners considering selling their business. Joining me on this segment is best-selling author of the book Lucrative Exits. Please welcome Gregg Kunz. Gregg, welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning, Mark. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So your book, Lucrative Exits, congratulations on your bestseller accomplishment there. I want to congratulate you on that. And tell us, who should be reading this book? Who's this book for?
This book is intended for the business owner, primarily the business owner who's operated a business for a number of years and is considering an exit either near or long term. But I found it's also good for people who are looking to buy a business so they understand the process and can start to understand early on the value drivers in a business for an eventual exit.
So what do you want your readers to get from your book, and what inspired you to write it?
Yeah, what I want them to get is I wanted them to get a roadmap to preparing their business to get the absolute highest sale proceeds at exit. There's a lot of anecdotal information out there. There's a lot of people who arrive at the day where they say, okay, I'm ready to sell, but their business is not ready. And there's just not time to fix it. Or if there is time, they may not have the gas in the tank left to make those changes. And the fact of the matter is, the changes that they need to make or the adjustments are really very easy. A lot easier than starting and operating a business, right? It just takes some thought and a little bit of time.
Gregg, what do you feel is the most important, or maybe it's even your favorite chapter in the book, or maybe they're one and the same? What would that be?
I like chapter 2, when preparation, I've so many chapters, I got to recall the name here.
When preparation meets opportunity.
Exactly. And that's really what it's all about, being prepared, knowing what the value of your business is today, where you want your business value to be in the future, and then how to get there. It's not just profits. Profits are extremely important, probably the most important. But to make a highly saleable business, you have other key attributes which have to be in place.
What do you think is the biggest misconception that a business owner has about selling their business? What do you hear?
That every business is saleable. That's the biggest misnomer out there. And the fact is that of all the businesses that are brought to the market every year, less than 20% will ever sell. That's astounding. It blows people away when they hear that. It can be discouraging, right? So people have to, stop fooling themselves that their business is perfect and everyone's going to see the value in it. You can get people to see the value in it if you make some of these suggested changes. Yeah.
So I know there must be a million different elements about that, but what would you say are the key differences between a sellable business versus an unsellable business?
Yeah. Number one is removing the full reliance on the owner in the business, right? And that leads into having a team in place who can manage the day-to-day operations if the owner is gone. One of the first questions I ask a business owner is, when was the last time you took a 2-week vacation away from the business? And if they say, I could never do that, then that's a problem. And this leads to having a team in place. It leads to having process and procedures documented, good branding, good market reputation, clean financials, good accounting, good record keeping. And the thing is that when these changes are made in a business and they're implemented, what happens is the business runs more smoothly. It grows more rapidly. It's more profitable. And not only are they preparing the business for an eventual sale, but they're increasing the value along the way. So it's a total win-win.
Sage advice. Gregg, what inspired you to get into the business and help others sell their businesses and prepare their businesses for sale? How'd you get started?
I left the corporate world after 20 years, started my first business, and was speaking with a business broker about selling. And when I asked him what the value of my business was, he told me, and I was astounded. I was astounded and I was discouraged. Right. He gave me the number and I said, well, wait a minute. I have put over $1 million into this, building this business. I've worked 70, 80-hour weeks for 3 years. I've missed family events, kids' birthdays, you name it. How could it only be worth that? And he said, those are all the attributes of what building a business is all about. But at the end of the day, what people are paying for is they're paying for cash flow. Right. And that's it. They will buy a business because of the future opportunity, the growth opportunities. They'll buy it for that reason, but they will only pay for the adjusted cash flow. So when I started my second business, I went in a little smarter. I built it and prepared it for an eventual exit. I got the result that I was looking for, and at that point, I was 54 years old and trying to decide what I was going to do with the next half of my life. And the broker said, you've been a business owner now twice. You have some very strong formal education and experience. You ought to consider being a business broker. And so I checked that out and I looked around and I thought, this looks pretty interesting. And I jumped right in and just focused on getting smarter and more educated every single day. Which is something actually that continues to this day. 9 years in, you're still learning every day, which makes it really fulfilling. And I haven't looked back. It's just been a great ride, and I just love it.
Terrific. Before I ask you my last question, Gregg, is there anything I didn't think to ask you regarding preparing a business to sell that you'd like to add?
I think the only thing is I would really encourage a business owner to speak to a business broker. There's a lot of people out there who will advise on a business value and how to determine value. But at the end, and this can include CPAs, attorneys, bankers, wives, friends, neighbors, you name it. But at the end of the day, they're going to be best served by talking with somebody who actually sells businesses and is in the market each and every day. They know what the value drivers are, and they can be a great resource. And quite honestly, it costs them nothing for that conversation. Most business brokers do this because they want to help people. There's no strings attached. And so speaking with a couple of business brokers to get the skinny on the facts, is my number one recommendation to people, whether it's speaking to me or a local business broker in their market. Get out there and talk to somebody. Start building a relationship.
For business owners watching right now who would love to speak with you and perhaps get your help and also get a copy of your book, Lucrative Exits, how can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Sure. Well, 3 ways, really. They can pick up the phone and give me a call. I do answer my phone directly. The number is 303-474-5582. They can visit our website, RockyMountainBA.com. That's Rocky Mountain, B as in business, A as advisor.com. Or send me an email, Gregg with 2 G's at the end, Gregg at RockyMountainBA.com.
Gregg, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today. I want to wish you congratulations on your best-selling book, Lucrative Exits, again, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you helping me on this journey. It's been awesome.
That was Gregg Kunz, the best-selling author of Lucrative Exits. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining us.